Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Hussaini Kids live on Hidayat TV. I'm your host Shah, and today we are talking about the martyrdom of Bibi Zainab. So we're just talking about a little bit about her life as well and how her role in Karbala was as well. And before I continue, I'd like to introduce my guests.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Misbah.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Mohsin.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Hussain.
Thank you for that introduction. And like we do on every show, someone reads the surah and someone reads the translation. Mohsin, you're reading the surah today. So can we start Mohsin off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjuhum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. لإيلاف قريش إيلافهم رحلة الشتاء والصيف فليعبدوا رب هذا البيت الذي أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف.
Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjuhum.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, has thou not seen how the Lord dealt with the owners of the elephant? Did he not bring their stratagems to north and send against them swarms of flying creatures, who has spalted them with stones of big clay and have made them like green crops devoured by cattle?
Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. Thank you for that. Okay, so we're talking about Bibi Zainab today. So who is she?
She is the daughter of Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Yeah, the daughter of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And who's her mother? Any of you know her mother?
Bibi Fatima.
Yeah, Bibi Fatima. So what event was she a part of? An important event, Karbala. Yeah, she was part of Karbala, and Imam Hussain brought all the women and children to Karbala at the time, didn't he? Yeah, and Bibi Zainab was one of the person. Bibi Zainab brought her two sons as well, didn't she? Do you know the name of her two sons?
Ona Muhammad.
Yeah, Ona Muhammad. We talked about Ona Muhammad and when we were talking about kids of Karbala, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just a little bit about Bibi Zainab. Misbah, you've got the first thing, so can we start Misbah off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjuhum.
Sayyidah Zainab Salaam alayha, the daughter of Imam Ali alayhi salam, and Sayyidah Fatima Salaam alayha, was an exemplary woman of great ability, intelligence, knowledge, insight, courage and perseverance. She performed her divine duties to the best of her ability. She was born to a family formed by the Prophet ﷺ, the most outstanding figure in history. The Prophet's wife Sayyidah Khadija Salaam alayha, a devoted woman, was her maternal grandmother, and her paternal grandmother was Fatima, daughter of Asad, who mothered and nursed the Prophet. The members of the family in trio, high Qur'al order, were all great. Sayyidah Zainab Salaam alayha was a brilliant star in the Manjnat sky that received rays of holiness from the five suns. It was through her holy origins and pious edification that she manifested so great a fortune in Karbala. The life of the daughter of Sayyidah al-Zahra Salaam alayha was always laden with hardships, but she never feared coping with difficulties. This enhanced her endurance and elevated her soul. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. Thank you, Misbah. Okay, so Misbah spoke in that a little bit about the personality of Bibi Zainab and some other few things. Okay, so what did she say over there? What was a few things that she said? Can any of you remember?
That she was the daughter of Imam Ali alayhi salam.
Yeah, she was daughter of Imam Ali alayhi salam, and
her mother was Bibi Fatima.
Yeah, Bibi Fatima. What else did you talk about?
She was talking about
Her
she was
grandmother.
like really pious and
Yeah, I'm talking about her attitude and her how she acted, her character. What else did she talk about?
she was part of like Prophet Muhammad's family.
Yeah, she was part of Prophet Muhammad's family as well. Was there anything else?
And she talked about her grandmother.
Yeah, her grandmother. She was saying, so who was the grandmother of Bibi? Zainab?
Bibi Khadija.
Yeah, Bibi Khadija. She was her real grandmother, but they also talked about what was her paternal grandmother, because did Bibi Khadija die before Bibi Zainab was born?
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. So who was her paternal? So what do we mean by paternal?
Her like step grandmother.
Not step, because they were actually related, but like she was actually. So who was Fatima bint Asad? Any of you know? Who was she the mother of? Do any of you know?
Muhammad.
No, not Prophet Muhammad.
She was the mother of.
She was the wife of Imam Ali.
No, she wasn't the wife of Imam Ali. She, who was our first Imam?
Imam
Imam
Ali.
Ali.
Imam Ali. Who was her mother?
Bibi Khadija. Bibi
No.
Bibi Amina.
No, it was Fatima bint Asad. Fatima bint Asad was the mother of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Yes, so it was Fatima bint Asad was the grandmother of is the grandmother of Bibi Zainab, but she was the only grandmother that was alive at the time when Bibi Zainab was born. So thanks for that, Miss Hussain. You've got the next thing, so can you start Hussain off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
In her life, Bibi Zainab also saw the evil doers, oppressors, insurgents, and breakers of convents defy the truth of Imam Ali alayhi salam. The supporters of the truth and justice had to quiet their revolts. Finally, an evil had gave Imam Ali alayhi salam a stroke from the poisoned sword off his head in the mosque of Kufa. After Imam Ali alayhi salam, his son Imam Hassan alayhi salam became the Khalifa. Hassan was also greatly oppressed until at last he signed a peace treaty with the ruler of that time and moved to Kufa in the company of Zainab, her husband, and his own companions. Imam Hassan alayhi salam was poisoned by his treacherous wife Joda by the order of the Khalifa at that time. After Imam Hussain alayhi salam became the Imam, but the ruler of Syria, Muawiyah, violated the peace treaty and appointed his son Yazid as a successor and insisted that Imam Hussain alayhi salam should pledge allegiance to him. Imam Hussain refused to pledge allegiance and made up his mind to move to Mecca. Zainab said farewell to her husband and went with her brother, accompanied by her sons Muhammad and Aun. They reached Mecca in 61 Hijra year. Imam Hussain alayhi salam was informed that some agents of the ruler of that time had come to Mecca to assassinate him while circumambulated the Holy Kaaba. Imam Hussain alayhi salam demeaned to it advisable to move to Kufa and let people know of his secret mission. They arrived at Karbala on the 2nd of Muharram. Zainab had heard from her grandfather and father that Karbala would be the place where Imam Hussain would be martyred. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil fajr. Thank you, Hussain. Okay, so Hussain was talking about the few things that happened which Bibi Zainab was lived through. So first of all was the death of her father, which Hussain talked about, who was Imam Ali alayhi salam. So he died with a poisonous sword that hit his head, didn't he? And we had a show about that. And then next he talked about Imam Hassan alayhi salam, and who was oppressed by the leader at the time, and actually signed a peace treaty. And we talked about this peace treaty, didn't we, in one of our shows far back. We talked about this peace treaty, and it said all these things, but one of the things were that Muawiyah, who was a leader at the time, was not allowed to appoint anyone to go after him. So when Muawiyah would die or step down from his leadership, that he was not allowed to appoint anyone after him to be a leader. But when Imam Hassan alayhi salam was martyred and he was poisoned by his wife Judah, when he was martyred, Muawiyah appointed, who did he appoint?
His son Yazid.
Yeah, his son Yazid. So he went against the peace treaty there, and then Yazid was telling people to take allegiance to him, all the big names in the city. He was telling people to give allegiance to him, but Imam Hussein didn't and decided to move to Makkah, and Bibi Zainab went with him with her two sons, Owen and Muhammad. Thank you for that, Hussein. Mohsin, you've got the next thing. So could we, and also what did Hussein said about that is that people went after him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, people went after him. So people from Yazid, who was on the Yazid side, was sent to go after Imam Hussein as well. Okay, Mohsin, you've got the next thing, so we can start Mohsin off with a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum.
Zainab is the shining sun in history of Islam and humanity. Her brother Naim and Karbala assassinate the idea of freedom, justice, humanity, virtue, fighting against dispose with the realization of the sovereignty of Allah. The history Karbala is based on two pillars: the rising of Imam Hussein and the rising of Zainab. She was an outstanding figure in the Islamic history of Karbala and endowed with divine steadfastness and fortitude. She sacrificed her son, and one should not say anything if one is devoted from his life for the cause of Allah. Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjahum. Thank you, Mohsin. Okay, so what did Mohsin talk about in there?
He talked about
Any of you can remember? Mohsin, what did you say?
I talked about how a brother he standing for justice, freedom,
and he stood for a lot of things as well. Mohsin talked about a few things that Bibi Zainab and his brother going to Karbala stood up for a few things, and he said that that there were two pillars or something that Karbala, the periods of time that they measured. Any of you remember what I said about those two things? He said the rising of
Imam Hussein
and rising of
Bibi Zainab.
Yeah,
and it just showed. So what do they mean by the rising of Imam Hussein for the first thing?
It means like
how he will succeed.
Yeah, and how he actually went to Karbala and stood up for what was right. And rising of Bibi Zainab, how do you think that was?
like
How she stood up and
Yeah, how she stood up. So when she was taken to Yazid's court, all the way that journey that she had to take, when she arrived there, remember we was talking about it, that speech that she gave and actually told Yazid and the people which was in the court at the time, what a wrong thing they did, and how Allah's curse will be on them for the rest of their lives, and even afterwards. So and after that, actually, what did she do to commemorate her brother? What did she have? What did she make?
Wasn't it like majlis?
Yeah,
She
majlis.
had the mud.
Yeah, and we would have, and we still do it today, don't we? We have majlis every single time Muharram comes around, and we would go on those days to the mosque and have a majlis. So these are just a few things, just showing that how the two things, rising of Imam Hussain, like Moses said, and rising of Bibi Zainab. Okay, Misbah, you've got the next thing, so can you start, Misbah, off with the loud salawat? Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.
After the martyrdom of her brother and her two sons, she said, "O my Lord, accept our humble sacrifice to you." When Zainab reached Kufa, she addressed people with fervent words. Praise to Allah, and may the blessing of Allah be upon Muhammad and his progeny. O people of Kufa, you are hypocrites and deceitful. You feign to be sorry for the death of my brother and his companions. May you always shed tears. I found nothing in you but flattery, evil acts and thoughts, pride and spite and ill will. By Allah, you deserve lasting sorrow instead of joy. Shames on you, your hands are imbrued with the blood of the son of the Holy Prophet, the one who was your sole refuge in case of adversity. By your evil act and disloyalty, you incurred the wrath of Allah against you. Woe beside you, no one will intercede with Allah for you. Her furious words provoked people of Kufa to avenge Hussein's martyrdom. This frightened Ubaydullah and his school agents. She also delivered a furious sermon in the court of the Khalifa that made his authority and despotic rule feel undermined. She said, "I fear no one but Allah. Make whatever evil plot you can. Blazes are waiting for you in the hereafter. You'll hear accountable to Allah for your atrocities." Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farajahum. Thank you, Misbah. Okay, so Misbah said a few of the words which Bibi Zainab actually said in the court of Yazid when she got there. So what was she talking about?
She was saying that like Allah's gonna send a curse on you, and when you die, you're gonna be in hell, and it's gonna be forever pain and agony.
Yeah, and she also said that forever will be the grandsons of the Prophet, blood on your hands. Meaning that, what does that actually mean?
Saying that even though they never physically killed him themselves, they were part of it, so his blood is on their hands. His death, it was their fault.
Yeah, and his Mama says blood was on all of their hands, and it would be kept on their hands forever, meaning that
Eternity.
Yeah, eternity, meaning when they go to hands hal, the blood of Imam Hussain will be still on their hands. And do you think
They'll never be forgiven?
Yeah, the rules will be never.
She said that, "Oh Lord, accept my humble sacrifice to you."
Yeah, she's talking about when Ona Muhammad was actually killed in Karbala and martyred.
Hussein was killed.
Yeah, and Imam Hussain alayhi salam was also killed as well. So these are just how much power that she actually put into saying those words and teaching them a lesson, and like those words, as Miss was saying in that those actually made some people actually
It had a big impact on them.
Yeah, it had a big impact on the people who was listening and the other people in the city at the time, who actually decided then to take revenge for Imam Hussein's martyrdom. So these words had a big impact on everyone and the Islamic history. So Thank you, Misbah. Hussain, you've got the next thing, so can we start Hussain off with the loud salawat?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. Another unique feature of Zainab's character was her establishment of mourning ceremonies. This tradition, which had lived in the memories and hearts of millions of Muslims to this day, has kept the sacrifices of Imam Hussain alive and brought dynamism to every movement that aimed at removing injustice on earth. After every majlis, the women would offer their condolences to Zainab and the men to Imam Zainul Abidin. These majlises made quite a stir in the city, and the sound of crying and beating of chests and heads affected the minds of the inhabitants and made them sad and wiser to the events of Karbala in the end. As it said, the word is mightier than the sword. This should stay in our minds of all Muslims, particularly the women. They should realize that they could always make a difference. They can always reach for the better. Also, they can make their ummah look better. The Muslims women should read more about the hardships which face the great women of Islam, understand and practice the patience that characterize the life of Zainab and teach their children the values of these acts. The men alone cannot win independence and prosperity, neither can the women. Together and under the banner of Islam, they can achieve success. Bibi Zainab's shine is in Sham.
Salawat Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad wa ajil farjum. Thank you, Hussain. Okay, so Hussain said in that, saying a few things that really showed up Bibi Zainab and summed her quite up, didn't he? So what did he say at the beginning? Any of you remember? One of her unique qualities that she did.
She would hold majlises.
Yeah, she made a mourning ceremony, majlis for her brother Imam Hussain, which we were talking about. So she made this ceremony for her brother, and this actually changed a lot of things, because the people at that time, because Yazid at the time didn't want people to find out that the truth about Karbala and how him and his companions actually killed Imam Hussain alayhi salam. So they tried to kind of like kind of like hiding it. They tried to hide it in a way people wouldn't really notice that Imam Hussain alayhi salam had actually died, and so it couldn't make an impact on their government. So these majlis that Bibi Zainab actually had made people more wiser, or even if people knew that Imam Hussain died, why did Imam Hussain die? Because people would think of otherwise that it would be a fight for leadership, something like that, and just Yazid won, so he got the leadership. People were thinking somewhat like that, but Bibi Zainab majlis showed the truth about it, and how the real reason behind behind Karbala, that it wasn't a power struggle, that it was actually to do with showing the community at the time, showing up Yazid and showing how he really wasn't, and how how he shouldn't actually be representing Islam. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about this after the break. We'll see after the play, same time, same place on Hidayat TV, but until then, good office.